Hi Carrie, thank you for coming in today. My name's Emma. What's brought you in today? If you wouldn't mind going through a little bit with what's been going on.
Yeah. I'm just having a bit of a hard time at the moment. It's all just a bit much.
Yeah.
So I came into Australia as a refugee 3 years ago. And I live with my mum, my husband, my younger sisters and brother. We all live in one house, and it's really quite crowded. It's really small and noisy, and it's just a lot. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel very alone a lot of the time.
Okay.
All my friends and family, they're back home, and I don't really have anyone here. And it's just very overwhelming.
Okay. So
Yeah.
everything seems to be just really agitating you. I can see you. You're very overwhelmed and you're quite agitated, and that's completely fine. You're allowed to feel agitated, and you're allowed to feel overwhelmed. It's working through ways to make sure that those feelings don't consume you. And those are some of the things that we'll go into and try and sort through those feelings so that you can start feeling a bit better. Now, take a deep breath. It's all going to be fine. We're gonna work through everything. It's going to be okay. So what I want to do is I want to try and pinpoint the exact things that have been happening, from the most important issue that you want to work on to ones that can wait. So just in your opinion, what do you think is causing you the most pressure at the moment?
It's sort of a toss up between the loneliness and it's just very crowded at home.
Very crowded.
So it's a bit of a toss up between those two.
Okay. No worries. Now, do you have a good relationship with your family? Are you guys close, or are there other problems that are happening within the family, or is it just the feeling of being really closed in at the moment?
My husband is very dominating.
Okay.
He puts a lot of pressure on me and doesn't really let me make my own decisions. And we argue a lot.
Okay. Is he ever aggressive with you?
Not really.
So he hasn't physically hurt you in any way?
No.
Okay, that's good.
It's more just lots of arguing.
Okay, so just feeling like you're not really in an equal standing point with him?
Yeah, that does sound right, yeah.
Okay. Now, I understand that being in quite a small house with so many people can be very overwhelming. Have you looked into the possibility of moving into a larger house? Is that something that you would like to do, or is it something that you've already looked into?
I hadn't even considered that.
Yeah.
That's a really good thought. So we're in Housing Commission.
Okay.
Because we all came over as refugees.
Yeah.
And I guess we just took whatever was given to us, but it is really, really crowded.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not good.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. You can put requests forward to Housing Commission. If you give them a ring and let them know the situation, and let them know that you're struggling. There's a lot of people in this small house and you're finding it hard to cope. They will do everything they can to try and get you into a bigger place. The situation that you're in, you don't have to be in this situation. It's all about finding things to be able to make your life easier and to make yourself feel better. So I can give you some information of theirs and their phone numbers and emails if that's something that you want to look into. And we can start moving forward together on getting you into a bigger place.
Yeah, I hadn't even like I guess I just thought you take what you take, and
yeah, no, I completely understand.
I guess I didn't want to complain or I guess it's a lot to come here and complain about it, because I feel like we should just be grateful for whatever, but it's not a good situation. So knowing that there might be an alternative is really really helpful. Thank you.
No worries. Well, it might not happen straight away. There are some waiting lists when it comes to Housing Commission. But it's all about making that first step.
And just knowing that there's a hope.
That's right. And it is quite a scary thing to take that step forward, to even just voicing those issues with them. I can imagine it would feel quite scary, the fear of them saying, no, you've got to stay where you are,
or just thinking that we're ungrateful, or
I'm
just being difficult, or
not being difficult, they're there to help, and all you've got to do is voice your concerns, and there's someone out there who will be able to help. Okay, wonderful. So now I just want you to, if you don't mind, just to elaborate a little bit more on the housing situation. I really want to try and get to how it's making you feel and how it's affecting you in this way that you've come to me with.
Yeah. So I guess until I started talking about it, I didn't even realize how much it's affecting me. But it sort of affects everything, because there's nowhere to go where I'm not around family members, and if there's an argument, or
you feel like you can't get away,
we're just not getting along, I just feel really trapped, and really boxed in, and because there's so many of us living there, it's things like, even if I get some time away to go grocery shopping, I have to buy food for so many people, and then I get home and I'm back in feeling boxed in and crowded. I don't want to go home.
It sounds like it sounds like an accumulative effect. Like each thing affects the other.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just no space for me. And that's really hard.
Do you get a lot of, do your kids and your mother and your husband help you out with things at home? Like, do they help with chores and cleaning and shopping and things like that, or is it usually just left to you?
It's mostly left to me.
Okay.
My mother does help out. But it feels very restrictive.
Puts a lot of pressure on you.
It does, and I sort of have to hold it all together, and there's never any, I feel like there's no me anymore, really. I'm just sort of a servant to all these people in this small house.
Okay. Have you spoken to your mother or your husband about how you've been feeling? Has it come up in conversation, or is it just something that you've sort of kept to yourself?
I just keep it to myself. I don't want to complain. I don't want to make other people feel bad for how I'm feeling, I guess. Though I guess it comes out sometimes, and maybe that's why there are arguments, because I've bottled it all up, and eventually it's sort of that pressure valve releases, and a little piece of it comes out.
It sounds like you spend a lot of your time more concerned with how everybody else is doing, rather than how everything is affecting you until it gets to this point where, like you said, the pressure valve goes off.
Yeah.
And then you realise how you're feeling, that there's these little things all accumulating over time, escalating to the point where you're that angry and you're that overwhelmed that you don't know how to deal with those feelings. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, it does. I guess I just feel like everybody else in the house is more important.
Yeah.
Like how I feel is not important.
Okay.
I guess, I just believe that they're more important than me.
Yeah. Okay, so when you start feeling agitated or overwhelmed at home, what do you tend to do? Or do you tend to just try and get out of the house or try and go to a different room? What is your go-to when you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed at home?
So getting out of the house is good. I mean, I guess I haven't talked about it yet, but my religion is very important to me, and my relationship with God. And so sometimes that helps to just, but again, there's always people around. Like there's always someone wanting something. But if I can find the time to, go and pray or
just have that time.
Space and time. But that doesn't happen very often. But my religion is really important to me, and it does help. But I do think the problems with my husband, I mean, because we're very religious, I can't really broach. Like I basically he wins all the arguments because that's just the way things are. And